Hello friends, today we will be seeing basic concepts regarding telecommunication. So basically telecommunication is also known as telecom, and it is the exchange of information over a significant distance by electric means, and it is generally referred for all types of services, which could be voice, data, or it could be video transmission. So telecommunication is a broad term that includes a wide variety of information and the transmitting technologies basically and communication infrastructures. So it could be like wired phones, or it could be like mobile devices such as cell phones, or we can consider microwave communications, fiber optics, or satellite communications, radio or television broadcasting, etc. Then again, internet and telegraphs. These are also part of the telecommunication. So basically, if we take example, suppose a person is sitting in a city in, say example, London, and he wants to talk with a person who is sitting in say Mumbai. Then he can do a phone call. So basically, it will be uh, carried over a network, and everything related to that network will be part of the telecom network, and it is conclusion of the telecommunication. So other thing could be if there is some video transmission going on, that also would be part of the telecommunication. So generally a complete single telecommunication circuit, it would consist of two stations. uh, each station would be equipped with transmitter, and another station could be receiver, and the receiver will have something known as transmitter device, and the transmitting station will also have transmitter device. So suppose somebody tries to call from London to Mumbai, then first it will go to the transmitting station. From there it will come on a network, and from then it will come to a transmitting station at Mumbai, and then it will reach to a person. Right. Now the medium of signal transmission can be via electrical or cable. Generally, copper cables are used, or optical fibers will be used for the electromagnetic fields or light transmission. Other form is where the free space is used for transmission or reception of data using electromagnetic fields. That is generally called as a wireless communication. Uh, that is the principle on which our mobile phones work. Right. Now we'll see what are the types of telecommunication network. The simplest form of network is where the communication takes place between two stations. However, it is a common for multiple transmitting and receiving stations to exchange the data among themselves. Now, such a arrangement will be known as a telecom network. Now, the internet is the largest example of telecommunication network, right, where we transmit the data on a smaller scale. Other examples are there like corporate networks or academic networks, which are known as wireless access networks or wide area networks. Then there could be telephone network. Then we could have the cellular networks. Other example, the police and fire communication systems, taxi dispatch networks, ham radio operators, broadcast networks, etc. In the diagram, you can see there is a headquarter. Then we have offices like Office A, Office B, Office C, Office D, and all these communicate using a some kind of network, and majorly it is a telecommunication network only. Now data transmission is generally done in a telecommunication network, and that is done over a circuit. That circuit and the signal, uh, which is electrical in the form, that is called the carrier or the carrier wave. Right. Now in case of in order to carry the information, some form of modulation is required. The mode of modulation can be categorized broadly as analog or digital signal. Right. In the analog modulation, some aspect of the carrier is varied in the continuous fashion. So basically it is a continuous signal. Digital signal is in the form of 1 or zeros. Now the oldest form of analog modulation is the amplitude modulation, AM. It is rarely used nowadays. However, it is still important as a concept. Now that is still used in the radio broadcasting for some of the frequencies. Now digital modulation actually is older than the AM, which is amplitude modulation. The earliest form was the Morse code. Now in the recent communication networks, we use the IP protocol, which is the internet protocol uh, that we use to carry the data across underlying physical transmissions. Right. So generally, telecommunication systems are run by telecommunication service providers. We also call them as the communication service providers. Now, these providers historically offered telephone and related services. Now they offer a wide variety of internet services and wide area network services, as well as slightly smaller networks, which are known as metropolitan area networks or the MAN networks, are offered by these service providers. Right. Right. In many countries, the telecom service providers were early days. They were primarily government owned and operated. Nowadays, it is not the case. Now, many of the telecom service providers are private companies. Now, the International Telecommunication Unit, or ITU, is the United Nations agency that administers the telecommunications and broadcasting regulations. Although some of the countries have their own government agencies to set and enforce the telecommunication guidelines. In the United States, the Federal Communication Commission, that is FCC, is the primary regulatory agency. Nowadays, there are large umbrella of companies which provide different types of telecommunication services, including internet service providers, telecom equipment providers, wireless service providers, radio, television broadcasters, etc., cable companies or satellite television providers. And there are three main segments within telecom industry which manufacture the telecom equipment. Other could be telecom services and wireless communications. Within these sectors, when we consider equipment, then there could be customer equipment such as routers, modems, transmission equipment, right? Then there could be equipment which are used for the actual transmission, which could be like transmission lines, wireless semiconductors, etc., or analog and digital switching equipments, etc. Right? Now, let's see some of the examples of the large global service providers. So AT&T is one of such service providers. Then we have Verizon China Mobile Limited. Then there's Deutsche Telecom, EG. We have the SoftBank Group, and we have the Vodafone Group. Right. So, guys, this was the small introduction about telecommunication. I'll be uploading further videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.